The last time I was sentenced, I remember the judge saying to me, I am sentencing you to 15 years to life, so ordered. And I remember the gavel coming down, pop, trying to count the years and say, how am I gonna do this?
One day I was talking to a colleague of mine, D.E. Marks, about the value of time, and he just made a remark like, casual, you know, the only real difference between success and failure is how people use the same time. And I remember thinking, whoa, I don't even know if bro know how deep he just got with me. That's a profound, like, time is time, you know what I'm saying? We all get 24 hours in a day, whether you're free or you're incarcerated, whether you're guilty, whether you're innocent, whether you're in New York, whether you're in Shanghai. Time is time.
I needed something to do. I needed something to keep me busy. I felt like I needed some substance in my life. I was doing time and I needed to take my mind off of that fact.
I came to prison at 34. I didn't have a high school diploma, and the first thing I did was get my GED, and I participated in their pre-college program, and I then signed up for every program that they had. In 2004, I joined RTA at Sing Sing Correctional Facility.
I was in Sing Sing Correctional Facility, I'm working out, and one of the guys, he says, listen, we're talking about putting together a theater program. I looked at him like, theater? We are in a maximum security facility, and you want me to run around and type something about to be or not to be? I said, bro, stop playing with me.
My friend invited me to see her do Amazing Grace at Bedford Hills. I didn't really know exactly what I was going to. I was just like, sure, I'll go, you know, why not? And I was almost flabbergasted by inmates who were up there performing, and not only did they just let their guards down inside of this facility where this is a place where you normally have your guards up, but they totally just explored every aspect of creativity on that stage, and I said, I'm joining.
I was going through the master's program at Sing Sing. One of the fellows that was involved in the program said to me, you know, I think you would make a great Texas senator. Can you do a Southern accent? And I looked at him and I said, you all want me to sound like a Southerner? I can do that.
As storytellers, part of our service to this facility and to the world is getting out what's in our hearts.
I couldn't forgive, I couldn't bend.
My depression would be so severe that I gave up on life, period, and I didn't see any hope for the future.
I wasn't carrying the baggage for anybody to see that I had baggage. I was carrying it like concealed. I would put on a good face. I would put on like an air, like I knew what I was talking about. I had answers to things, and and the truth was I didn't have these things. I didn't have answers. I was playing a role without knowing I was playing a role.
I had a tendency just to see the arts as something fun, something loving, something to do. But by joining RTA, I was able to see that it could actually be a lifestyle. When you're in a production behind bars, it's almost as if you're in a whole different world. It's like, you know you're in prison, but you're not in prison at the same time, and you're not out in the world, so you're kind of stuck in your own little world, but it's a great world to be in. And for me, that was something that was profound, and it just gave me that hope that I thought I lost.
Spoken word poetry appealed to me because it allowed me to express myself in a way that I felt that I couldn't around my peers, around my family. It was a release. It was an outlet. It was freeing for me.
I was chosen to be part of the writing team, and I just fell in love with it. I just fell in love with it, even though it was difficult. Just coming up with an idea and then writing it down and constantly working on it for weeks, and then until you finally see it and you're like, wow, it was worth it. So it's like a high almost. It's like you know, I realized I had a knack for it. I realized like that it you know, I could share a message to the world, and it gave me a little sense of power, which is something that you normally don't have in prison. This was something that brought us some kind of dignity, you know, it gave us our humanity.
This isn't just entertainment.
there's something deeper going on.
Part of the beautiful thing about putting on plays and making work with other people is that I care, I find myself invested in the success of what we're trying to do. And that investment means that I end up being stressed. But it's like a good kind of stress. It means that I'm motivated to stay up late at night, to rehearse lines, to read things, to meet up with people, to, do more work than I've ever done in my life in service of something bigger. And I think that's only possible to do when you really care. It's not just about me, it's about the group.
The goal of our arts program in prison is we use the creative arts to help change our participants' life in some way. We focus on soft skills such as communication, team building. Hopefully they'll improve their life while incarcerated so that they will better adjust and transition once they are released.
RTA is a group of peers dedicated to improving themselves through the craft of art, writing, theater, dance, and creative expressions of all forms. This group of peers is supported by an incredible team of dedicated, responsible, energetic volunteers who come in and share everything they have.
RTA is an educational experience. RTA is ways of working out conflict resolution. It's working out who you are as a person, what are core values, what it means to have commitment, what it means to have values, traditions, things like that. Because you know what? Every time that you participate in a workshop, you're gonna come away with something.
Culture of RTA is one of self-improvement, and they're gonna provide you with the tools that are gonna assist you in deepening an understanding of who you are and what you're capable of. It's gonna teach you, if you take it seriously, that you're stronger than you think you are, that you're smarter than you think you are, that you can do more than you think you can, and that you can be part of something that's bigger than you are.
RTA is a moment, a breath of fresh air, and it allows us the stillness to get to know who we are at whatever stage of life we are in.
It means a lot to me to be able to escape from my environment. Here I am and able to participate in something positive. And it makes it so much easier to not think about or worry about what's gonna happen next, or I'm in a cage or whatever.
I share a lot more intimate things of my life with the women in RTA than I do with casual acquaintances. We're much more of a family here. There are a lot of stories that we share, and we have to honor them and make it a safe place for people to be able to open up like that, because healing comes in that.
I've been watching this program, the RTA, for 12 years. When I went down to Sing Sing 12 years ago. And what you're seeing now is a growth of a program that I don't think anybody ever expected would blossom the way it did. But it does, because you have men willing to take a chance.
The door is open. So you know what? Show them a stick figure that you drew. I ain't got no talent either. But you know what? I got a group of people who tell me it's beautiful because I did it. I expressed myself.
We have a steering committee that interviews everybody that comes into the program. Anybody that wants to come in, we meet with 3 or 4 steering committee members and we talk to them. We ask them what their desires are, what they think they have to offer, and we let them know. We are serious about this. This is not a game.
Being a part of this program means you're gonna have to buckle down and say, I'm going to do the work that needs to be done, because whatever you do or don't do affects everyone around you.
When I didn't learn the lines that I was supposed to learn, and we had a rehearsal, someone that was trying to get us all on the same page went off on me and said, I'm not staying. You can't learn your lines. I'm out of here. And it really bothered me to know that I had not met the expectations of someone, and I had been affecting a whole crew of people. And so it made me realize how important it was to be accountable.
All you did here today was weaken the country. That's all you did. So pat yourself on the back. You put people's lives in danger. Sweet dreams, son.
When you're doing a play, there is always conflict.
Every time we do this song, we gotta go to the choreography. People don't know it. How? But how? I don't understand it. They don't know it.
What do you want me to do? They're going the wrong way.
There could be a person you really don't get along with, but if you're playing their brother or something, you gotta find a way to get along.
The most difficult thing was dealing with the amount of women. Like, I'm not usually, dealing with a lot of people because I'm not antisocial, but I don't like dealing with a lot of people. Dealing with the different, okay, let's take 10, take 200, take 500. Like, we had to do things over and over and over. So it's like, oh man, that's frustrating.
I think it leads us to like a really big lesson, experience and practice dealing with and resolving these kinds of conflicts.
I'm not a people person normally. I don't get along with people. I don't like people. But being involved with RTA, that's all changed. And I'm realizing that I have a lot more in common than other people than I thought I did.
That first performance in the gym, many people came down there to see and just make fun and laugh and have a good laugh. At first, we heard the cat calls, but an hour and a half later, they walked out like mesmerized and in disbelief of what they had seen. I think for a lot of people, we gained the respect in the population for having the courage to do it. It gave us strength knowing that, hey, like, we're trailblazing here.
Being in a male prison, being part of a dance program, it's not easy. But to continue in the program and not worry about what anyone else says, you develop a strength. You develop confidence. It is strength to say, hey, I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be who I wanna be. And it gave me a chance to be seen.
What true God has sent this to you? Like when I did the play Oedipus. Oedipus was a guy who, a prophecy was made of him that he would do a certain thing. And in order to avoid this prophecy, he ran away and ran right into what he was running from. It was about standing up to whatever they say of you that you're going to be. Standing up and proving wrong. So this is just one of the plays that showed me that my fate wasn't sealed. Like, I didn't have to be a gangster for the rest of my life. I didn't have to be a thug or a stick-up kid for the rest of my life. I had options. I could choose something else.
I'm not really a big singer person. So you mean you want me to fluctuate my voice, basically?
Just hold it.
Yeah, that, but she wants me to change the note. So she kept playing it over and over and over, and she's like, you have to get the key, Ty, you have to. I had to change my voice to like really high note, but it worked out, I know that everyone is soft like ice cream.
Better. Do it again.
No. Making me sway. I guess that's part of changing rehabilitation, Because we're comfortable with being one certain way, and maybe that certain way got us into prison. So maybe thinking outside the box will help us change.
I am convinced, and studies have shown it, that men can get involved in these kinds of programs, theater, art, music, whatever. By and large, they don't come back because they found themselves. They found that they can do more than they probably thought they could. They can certainly do more than people probably ever gave them credit to do. And they move on. They become more of who they really wanted to be, but never had a chance to do it.
One thing that people really don't talk about much is how RTA helps you reconnect with your family. It definitely helped me reconnect with my family by allowing me to feel again. I hadn't felt in years. I hadn't expressed certain emotions because they were bottled up because I was in prison, and it's not safe to express those emotions. Fear, anger, you don't want to get in trouble. You don't want to be abused. You don't want to be manipulated. But through RTA and through all the programs and the workshops, I learned that it's okay to reveal those emotions in a safe space. RTA created that safe space. And of course, I'm in a safe space with my family. So I was able to better communicate feelings that I had buried deep down inside of me for years with my daughter, with my son, with my mother, with my wife, with my family members.
This program gives a guy hope. In jail, a lot of guys don't have hope. And this is one of the programs that gives a guy hope if he wants to do something with his life.
I was the first person from RTA to come home. I was the #1 person who came home. And now to think that RTA is servicing hundreds of people to me, that makes me really proud. So now I'm a social worker, and there are times when I have to speak to audiences, to different audiences. And I could not have done that if I didn't have the experience of RTA to help me feel comfortable on the stage, to help me be able to speak with confidence. I mean, if you could please a prison audience, you could please anyone else, right?
Being on the outside now, I see how the interactions, the social interactions, is really helping me a lot because I'm not uncomfortable. I learned to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations, and it feels good not to be judged by the worst thing I ever did, and to be given a shot, and to be trusted and treated like a human.
Going back into prison today, I find it to be an honor. One, because I'm able to walk out at the end of going in. And two, is because I do give that hope to the members that see me and some people who are not even in RTA who see me and say, hey, what's up, what's up? It's just that indirect feeling that I'm making a difference in someone's life. And it's letting the men and women know that you can make it after incarceration.
Learning about the world outside of the world that I'm familiar with has kind of taught me things about myself. But in RTA, looking into yourself kind of teaches you things about other people.
Everybody kicked in when they were supposed to. The ensemble kicked in. Like, it was amazing how they picked up for everybody. I don't know, I just love you guys.
Margaret.
Hey, Jesse. But hopefully I'll be out of here and I'll get on the draft and get away from you people.
I took a program like RTA, like different type of art forms to give me outlets to express myself. And I vowed that once I found my voice that you can never shut me up again. You could take my mouth and I'm gonna paint it. You could take my hands in my mouth and I'm gonna act it. I don't gotta say nothing. I'm just gonna get up there and make body movements and I'm gonna communicate some type of way.
We don't do this work to teach art. We don't do it to train actors. You do this because what you do is about changing lives.
Let's keep believing in each other, and we have something real special here and change some lives.
RTA! That's right, man. That's right.